Glitterstim ASMR, the Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures Game ASMR channel. My name is Andy Myers. In today's episode, we'll be looking at my alt-art collection of pilot cards from the First Order, Resistance, Separatists, and Galactic Republic factions. If these aren't the pilots you're looking for, please see the other video featuring pilots from the Rebels, Empire, and Scum factions. So sit back in your favorite cockpit and enjoy some flight time. Before we dive into the collection, I want to start with some ASMR sounds of this white binder that I keep my pilot cards in. I got this white binder from Tower Games in Minneapolis, and I got these stickers from various podcasts and friends of mine. So we've got down here at the bottom the Fly Better podcast. Up here in this right corner was a Gold Squadron podcast sticker. Over here we have the Carolina Crates, which did a podcast, still are doing a podcast. They're basically a Squadrons community now. And down here at the bottom is the Minnesota local group, the Filthy Casuals. So let's dive in and see about our prequel and sequel trilogy factions. I'm going to be skipping over the first few pages because that's where my Empire pilots are. If you're interested in those, you can watch the other video featuring the Rebels, Empire, and Scum. Okay, so first up we have the ships, the pilots from the Resistance. I'm going to adjust the camera here in a moment, so just watch out for that so you can actually read what these cards say. So on this first page, it's mostly T-70s, with one couch exception. So let's get started on some Resistance ships. Here we go. Looks like I have quite a few copies of this Blue Squadron Rookie, which is the Initiative 1 T-70. Okay, hopefully you can see the beautiful detail here. What I like about this card is that you usually fly these in a bit of a small squadron. So the Blue Squadron rookies are all flying together. Very fittingly, I have 3 copies to go along with the 3 that are featured in the art. On the back side is the First Order pilot, Scorch. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to have to save one of these for our First Order portion, so I will hold on to this one. Next we have this fancy plastic Blue Squadron Rookie card. There, that's a little better. Alright, so this particular plastic card was part of a store championship kit, and it's a spot gloss X-Wing, which is really beautiful. I love the white clouded border on the outside. And again on the back we've got that Scorch altered with the spot gloss TIE-SF. Excuse me, TIE-FO, not TIE-SF. And this came in the second season kit, and so that's why it's got this little 2 here. There you can see the little 2. Okay, moving along. We've got yet another Blue Squadron rookie. And once again, I have 3 copies of these, and these ones were from the 2019 Worlds. And this is very fitting. All the Worlds cards kind of have this design of the circle with the definitive borders. I was flying Resistance at Worlds in 2019, so that's why I have a bunch of those cards. And here we have the Red Squadron Expert. I also have 3 copies of this because this was the squad that I was flying at Worlds. It was 3 Red Squadron Experts and Jessica Pava. So I took this one out just to be able to show you guys. So this Red Squadron Expert also has a backside of L.O. Asti. I love the flavor text of L.O. Asti, Born to Ill, which is very clearly a reference to the Beastie Boys album Hello Nasty and their early album License to Ill. So there we go. Another excellent T70. This is one of the most unique X-Wing Alt-Art cards that FFG officially produced because it actually shows the pilot. So this is Jessica Pava. A lot of people kind of get down on this art, but I actually think it's pretty great. I love the dark green and then the lighter green in the background compared to the kind of deep burnt orange of the Resistance. Really a very unique piece of alt art. And then it's got this faded look on the background where you can really see all of the other people in the crew. Alright, stepping away from the T-70s for a moment, we've got the Couch. This is the Logistics Division pilot. And as you can see, it's being attacked by some First Order TIE fighters. I don't think I've ever seen anybody fly the Logistics Division pilot, but hey, somebody out there must. Alright, switching back to some T-70s. Down here at the bottom we've got Carrie Coon, Woman of Action. So this was another Worlds card, which you can kind of see by the distinctive border here. I really like the look of this card, like the back of this card. Again, with the kind of clouded mist coming here. She's flying in really low over a body of water. And so you can see the mist coming up behind. I think that's really, really pretty. So that's Carrot Coon. Okay, let's check out these Poe Damerons. So this first Poe Dameron here I got from the some players from Poland. And I got this card at the 2019 World Championships. I met a couple of the Polish players and made some friends. And this there's this all this extra dirt on the card, and the guy's got kind of a long beard and a long hair. So that's the plastic bow card. They also gave me a plastic ray in the Resistance Falcon pilot, but I ended up giving that to a friend for his birthday. He flies a lot of ray. This bow Tamarin I got at the Las Vegas Open. I was flying Jespava and the 3 Red Squadron experts with Heroic, just because that's the squadron I had the most practice with, and I ended up making it into the top 4 of the Resistance pilots of that tournament, or maybe it was the top 8. Maybe it must have been the top 8 because I didn't make the cut. I went 3-3 that day, but yeah, I did good enough to get the Poe Dameron Altart card that you had to place within the top. I do want to say top 8 of your faction. So I was pretty excited to get this. So that's the Poe Dameron from the Las Vegas Open. Alright, I think we're moving on from T-70s. Yes. So here we've got a couple A-Wing pilots, Resistance A-Wing pilots. So this is the hottest RZ2 A-Wing right now, CC Talo. And yeah, I really like this altar card. I also got this at the Las Vegas Open. I do not remember the name of the person who gave it to me, so I'm so sorry, but if you end up seeing this video, or if you know somebody from this squadron, please reach out and leave their Facebook link in the description, in the comments of this video, because I'd love to get in touch with them. I really like the art here on this A-Wing. It's you can tell it's a drawing, but it's not too cartoonish looking. It almost looks like a really high-end comic book art, like a graphic novel. And the fire of the explosion and the blue off of the bombers looks great. So that's easy to love. The other A-Wing pilot I've got here is you can see the little Minoc logo. So this is also from the Fly Better podcast. This is their Lulu Lampar. And not a lot of people playing Lulu these days, just a little bit too expensive, and his ability is, even though it's very aggressive attack power, it's makes this particular A-Wing a little bit squishy. So a lot of people aren't flying Lulu as much. Alright, and then I've got a couple Ray pilots here for the Millennium Falcon. So this is Evil Ray, or Dark Side Ray, and I really like the hand drawing, hand painting look of this particular altar. And I also really like the Borg scream in the back. So that's Resistance Ray. The flavor text is Heir to the Throne. Very dark side. And then this is one of the cards that everybody got at the Renegade Open from 2019. So this is hand drawn by Todd Balthazar, and this is Ray. I really love the watercolor look to the backdrop with the purple and maroon and pinks. So that's Ray. All right. Moving on to the Separatists. We'll start over here. We've got a missions. Alright, then we've got a dreaded Nantex card. Looks like I've got a couple copies of this Stalgason Hive card. So this is the I3, which is not as good as it's not as good as it used to be, because thankfully they nerfed these things after last summer when all the Nantex swarms were becoming a big problem, but still a very effective ship because you've got the 3 attack dice in bullseye and then this turret that gets you two dice. I do really like the art though. Very distinct. Looks like it's on their bug planet. Alright, here's one of my favorite alt art cards here. This is General Grievous, and it's he's laying in the pose of from Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum, when he's laying there without his shirt on, and you can see Grievous's cape is kind of open and he's laying on his side there. This was part of the Liberty Squadron's sexy robots alt art cards. If you saw my video with the Scum faction, you saw the IG droids. So that's General Grievous. And finally, for the Separatists, I have this Renegade Open Darth Maul card, once again drawn by Todd Balthazar. Yeah, I really like the lightsaber red light reflection off of his cloak there. I've only gotten to use this card once or twice. I bought into the Separatist faction about 2 months before the pandemic started, so haven't put this thing on the table much yet. Okay, let's turn the page here. So we've got our First Order cards. Alright, so first up, we've got actually three copies of the Gold Squadron Galactic Championship Backdraft. So this is a TIE SF that while you perform a turret primary attack, if the defenders in your back arc roll 1 additional die, basically has an attack value of 3 out the back. And when I got these cards from the Galactic Championship, I hadn't been flying First Order ever. And then once I started flying First Order at the Lima Open and saw some success with the TIE SFs and Kylo, I've been flying a lot of First Order since then. It's a really fun faction, and I think once we can get back to playing in person, I might invest in some First Order ships. Okay, speaking of TIE SFs, we've got Omega Squadron Expert. So this TIE SF is just a generic I3. And this is part of the triptych of First Order ships from the Star Championship kit of 2020. And it's got the little 20 there. So I'm going to actually leave these out for a moment so we can see all of them. Let's look at this other TIE SF. This is Lieutenant LeHughes. And LeHughes is one of the most dangerous TIE SF pilots other than Quick Draw, in that he can spend other people's target locks. And I've been running a list for the Star Fox League over the past few weeks that includes 4 TIE SFs. So Quick Draw, Lieutenant LeHughes, expensive. So that's Lahew's, and again, it's part of that triptych, so I'll keep those out for a moment. And finally, we've got Kylo Ren. So this is the Star Championship Kylo Ren that was given out. And so this is the middle part of the triptych, and really effective art here. So let's put them all together and see what they look like. Hopefully that's in focus. I need both hands to do this. So, yeah, really loving the idea of these triptych arts. So thank you, whoever at FFG decided to put those together. Really effective. I also have a Kylo Ren from the Renegade Open. Again, done by Todd Balthazar. And you can really see the anger and the grimace on his face. And again, you can see the red from the lightsaber reflecting off the black cloak. Alright, so let's move on over to the Republic, the Galactic Republic. Alright, so we've got the Galactic Republic. Let's start up in the left corner here, or right corner, excuse me. We've got the Capital Corsair. So this is a 104th Battalion alt-art that was produced by the Capital Corsairs out of Sacramento, California. They were very nice to put there. Notice that this is not legal for official play. However, it is an I-2 104th Battalion pilot, which if I grab one of these, you can see it's got the same stats and everything like that. 3 at the front, 2 at the back, 1 agility, 6 hull, and 3 shields. It's got the 3 actions there, so even though it's not officially legal, it's still a very effective piece of alt art. I really like the almost photo-like sky with the clouds. Really effective alt art here. Okay, so now we're going to dive into, I showed you a little bit earlier, these Lego ships. So this is a 104th Battalion ARC 170 for their Galactic Republic that's built out of Lego. And I just love these Lego cards. So these were made by the Cerberus Squadron out of Wellington, New Zealand. So we've got another ARC 170 from the Lego collection. This is Sinker. Probably one of my favorites just because of the purple and pink backdrop of all of their Lego collections. It really stands out. Okay, so that's it for the ARC 170s. Let's check out this Gold Squadron Trooper. Got a couple copies of this. Another Lego ship. And this one has a much darker backdrop with the black and some really, really, really dark blues. But I do like the scattering of the stars. So, yeah, one of the most effective ships at the beginning of the Republic faction. You don't see a whole lot of Gold Squadron Troopers right now. Alright, so let's see. We'll how Obi's Lego ship really pops off of the dark blue backdrop there. And it's got Obi's ship design on the front. And finishing off our Lego collection, this is Rick Ali in the new Naboo Starfighter. It's a little glary, sorry. So there's Rick Ali, and it's made out of Lego, and you've got the little droid in the cockpit there. So again, from Cerberus Squadron out of New Zealand. Alright, that is it for the Lego ships. I do have a 2019 Worlds Ahsoka Tano here. And you can, like I said earlier in the video, you can tell it's from Worlds because it's got this very distinctive circle and bold border. And on the back side is Barriss Offee. And I do like that Barriss has a different paint scheme on the front. So we've got Ahsoka and Barriss. Very effective alt arts from the Worlds 2019. We've got another Rick Ali. This was from the Gold Squadron Space Jams, I believe. And I did fly a Galactic Republic list, and I ended up going 3-3 that tournament. It's a funny story for that tournament. I flew 3 Jedi Delta 7s, and I did not know what I was doing. It was just a fun list that I was trying out. A friend recommended it, and I lost my first game, and then I won my second game. I was feeling okay, and then I lost 2 more games in a row, so I was 1-3, and so I was feeling pretty rough about that. Definitely not making the cut. But then my 5th round opponent had also already missed the cut and conceded right away. It was just like, I'm done, I gotta go to bed. And so I won that one. And then my final round opponent never showed up. So I won that round too, so I ended up going 3-3 at the tournament. And that placed me high enough to get the plastic Republic card that they gave out, I believe, to the top 16 of each faction in a tournament of several hundred people. So that was a delightful surprise after such a horrible day of actually playing the game. So yeah, that's my Rick Ali plastic see-through card. Okay, moving on, we've got Padme Amidala. And I got this at the Las Vegas Open, or maybe I got this at Worlds, I'm sorry. I don't remember. It's promoting the Crossroads Classic, which is a tournament in the United States. And I do like the very clear blue up here with the white. It's really easy to read. And we've got the Naboo Starfighter. However, this is the yellow Naboo, not the silver one. Okay, we've got a few more Naboo Starfighters. We've got the Bravo Flight Officer. Very distinct alt art from FFG here. Very orange and yellow. We've also got this Naboo Handmaiden, and unfortunately So we've got the plastic spot glass Anakin Skywalker, which was from a store kit. And so I ended up winning a local store tournament and ended up winning this. It also has the Separatist DBS 404 on the background too, which DBS 404 has been seeing some play recently, so now that I'm into Separatists, I might have to check it out. But yeah, there's my baby Annie, which is actually a heck of a fun ship to fly if you haven't tried it out yet. Alright, let's check out some Y-Wings. We'll start with R2-D2 in the Y-Wing here for the Republic. The flavor text says, bucket of bolts. And I really like the white and green paint job. I might have to commission a buddy of mine to repaint my Republic Y-Wing to look like this one because it's so distinct and unique. I'm a little surprised that R2-D2 is blowing up a ship in front of him, even though the ability is very specific about if there are enemy ships behind you, you can't calculate. Alright, and so that was from the 4th quarter 2019. Really awesome piece of artwork, blowing up that little vulture droid there. Alright, and then we've got the infamous Red Squadron bomber. This is a Republic ship. It's definitely a Republic Y-Wing, as you can see by the art. But I'll give you a moment of ASMR sounds to figure out why this is an infamous piece of alt art for the Galactic Republic faction. Did you figure it out yet? It's because it has a rebel symbol in the corner here. This is a Republic Y-Wing pilot, but they mistakenly printed it with a rebel symbol. So yeah, a lot of us were kind of jokingly trying to fit this into our rebel lists. Okay, and we've got a few more Jedi pilots down here at the bottom. This first one is a spot gloss plastic Plo Koon card from the Minox Squadron Flybetter boys. Really effective spot gloss. Let me see if I can angle it so you can see it. I just love this alt art card. It's very pretty. So I got this when I was at the Las Vegas Open in one of those blind bag draws. I ended up actually getting a couple of these Plo Koons, and I gave a couple away. Another beautiful card that I got at the Las Vegas Open, one of the few times that I've actually paid for an alt art card, is this metal Ahsoka Tano. If you watched the Scum Pilots card up video, you'll know I have a Fen Rao as well. So this is my Ahsoka Tano. It's a double-sided metal card. Let me zoom in a little bit. And so on one side you've got her in the Delta 7 Aether Sprite. And again, very, very shiny copper color. And then on the back, you've got the Ahsoka Tano Gunner card as you can see the gunner symbol there, and which offers you a force point, and it says after you execute a maneuver you may spend 1 force and choose a friendly ship at range 1 to 3 in your firing arc. If you do, it may perform a red focus action even while stressed. I haven't seen a lot of Ahsoka on the table, but you know, maybe with this metal card I'll have to make it work. Really beautiful piece of art. That's why I typically keep it in the sleeve. Alright, and our last card here, our last Galactic Republic card is another Renegade Open alt art card. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's got Obi in his classic 2 fingers pointing pose. Again, you can kind of see the blue reflecting of his lightsaber reflecting off of his armor. Some very excellent art. Todd, thank you so much for these cards. Thanks Vince Chan for organizing the Renegade Open. Okay, that's it for my prequels and sequels alt art collection. Don't you feel refreshed? Maybe feel like jumping in an X-Wing and blowing something up? Which alt art pilot was your favorite? Leave your answer in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Glitterstim ASMR. If you appreciate this ridiculous art humor project, please like and subscribe to this channel and head over to patreon.com/glitterstimASMR and become a patron today. Again, thank you so much, and may the Force be with you.